And you all know, in terms from speaking to your other guests, that the world has changed significantly in relation to what people expect of brands, leaders, and organizations. We've all had 18 months to sit at home alone with our soul, and during COVID, and think about, who do we want to work for? Where do we want to work? How do I want to express my talent? And I think that more so than targets and objectives and goals, I think organizations need to realize they need to be more purposeful. And that's a different positioning on your question. But yeah. I think the best organizations will fulfill a need, have a genuine reason for being. And I think, let's bring this back to your question on sport and on business. One thing that sports people do really well is that they're incredibly purposeful, amazingly purposeful. It's not necessarily about targets and objectives. It's about a reason for being, a reason to get out of bed in the morning. And I think this is why Tiger Woods keeps working. It's why Warren Buffett keeps working. It's because purpose is never achieved. It's attained on a daily basis. I guess the similarity should be that organizations and sports teams become purposeful in the way in which they choose to express their talent and capability.
Yeah, taking this back to the individual level.
You didn't answer that, Sean. I'm sorry.
No. I mean, I think it's a hard answer. It's a hard question to answer, I think, but I think you did it well.
So coaching is not training. I always say training is something you do to animals. Coaching is different. Coaching is about unlocking a door to discovery. I sometimes feel at training, you rob people of the experience of discovery, and the best coaches do tell people, not what to see, but where to look, and I think that developing self-awareness is incredibly important. So the most successful people I've ever worked with, I've had the pleasure of working with 6 sports people, who got to number 1 in the world. And the most interesting thing is their levels of self-awareness. And the reasons why they did so well is because they played to their strengths. They understood their key assets, understand what's good about me, and turn the volume up on it. That's what they talk about. Let me understand what I do great and be a bit more consistent with it. And that's how they talk about success. No one ever really sort of talks about making a sea change. I'm going to do something dramatic. From tomorrow, I'm going to be different. I never hear that from really successful people. And I hear, I need to know myself better so that, I can use my key assets and I can build upon my strengths, to make them even better, more powerful. So I agree.